So for order items, let's go to database service. In our database service, let's create a method public async task order item array get order items async, and here we are going to have our order id. Let's have single line only. Here we'll say await underscore connection dot table order item table. On this we are going to apply where condition. So order items oi dot order id equals order id dot to array sync. Our database method is ready. Now in our orders view model, we need to display those order items. So first thing, we need to have some selected order related logic, because there should be some selected order, right? Or maybe we can directly have one command and there we can pass that order. Here what we'll do, we'll say public async, or let's say private async task, because we are going to create this as a command. Private async task, let's say select order async. Here we'll have order as a parameter. Order. Okay, let's make it nullable so that we can have this for cancel the TUI. Here what we'll do, we need to have some list of order items to display, and that is going to be an observable, not observable collection but observable property. Order item array underscore order items. Now I have not created it as observable collection because we are not going to add or modify, create or remove items from this collection. We will entirely replace this entire collection. Whenever we select any other order, we will use the totally different array of these items, because for other order items are going to be different, totally different. Okay, now for this select order async, first we'll check if order is null, or to be safe, order dot id equals 0. If some order is not null, it is an empty array, empty object. Order dot id would be 0. If this is the case, we don't need to do anything, or maybe we can simply reset order items. So order items equals blank array. Okay. Now if that's not the case, and we'll return from here. We will not do anything further. If that's not the case, we are here. Here what we can do, first thing we can simply say is loading to true. Okay. Then we will fetch order items from our database. Okay. We'll say order items equals await underscore database service dot get order items async, and we need to pass order id, which we can get from this order dot id, this parameter. Now we have order items. After this we'll say is loading to false, and our command is ready. Let's have relay command on this, save it. Now we are good. We can use this relay command, the select order command, on our orders page. Let's do this. So here we have this button. On this button we'll say command equals binding. Now this button is inside a collection view, and that command is defined in this orders view model. So we need to traverse upside, so that long line we need to use that. So binding source equals relative source, ancestor type x type, and this type is going to be orders view model, this time orders view model from, and the path is going to be select order command. Save it, and we need to provide command parameter as well. Command parameter is going to be this complete object. So binding dot means this complete object, this one item of this collection view. Okay, let's copy this command and command parameter. Let's go to this label where we have this view items. Here on this label we'll say label dot gesture recognizer, tab gesture recognizer, and let's paste command and command parameter. Save it. Now we should be good. Now we will have this data populated into the order items array, but we need to display those order items somewhere. Yeah. So for that we will use the column, right side column. Okay, so let's go to the second grid. Here we already have one label where we are saying selected order items. Okay, on this selected order items, what we are going to have, we are going to have one cross button as well to remove the currently selected order. Okay, instead of directly having this label, we are going to have a grid here with two columns. First, before that, let's have grid dot row 0. This is going to be row number 0, and on this grid we will define column definitions star and auto. So first star where we are going to have our heading, and second auto where we are going to have our close button, cross button. Okay, inside this I'm going to paste my label with grid dot column 0. Okay, and here selected order items, this is fine. Save it. Let's have some styling, so font size 25 and font attributes bold. Save. We should be good with this. Now the close button, so for that we are going to have our image button. Okay, with image button grid dot column 1, source is going to be x regular underscore 24 dot png. Save it. Okay, and on this we are going to have first thing horizontal options as very end, we want it to the very end. Vertical options at start, we want it on the vertically start, vertical top. Then let's have background color of red. Let's try it out red, or maybe okay, we'll see which color looks good. Save. We are good with this image. We'll see what else we can do. Then we have this list of selected order items. Here we are going to have our collection view, but we'll follow the similar approach we have been following on main page. On main page, if we go, we need to have some spacing from this padding 10 as a container of this collection view, and background color as wheat. Okay, for this we need to have this grid, or we can simply have content view which does not have anything to render. It will render its children, its content basically. So on this thing we'll use grid dot row 1 because this belongs to row 1. Row 0 was this one, row 1, and then background color as wheat and padding as 10. Inside this we are going to have a collection view. Okay, collection view, item source, binding, order items. Save. We can see these things now, and we'll design items in real time. Right now let's see it. The design we are going to have, it would be similar to this cart, this one. So there we will not have this cross button because we cannot remove items from order because order is already generated. Then we are not going to have this plus and minus icons. We will have the count but not plus minus icon. So the UI would be similar to this. Let's go to orders. We have these two orders. We have this thing. If I click on this, you can see these two items. Okay, these two items. Now we need to just design these. And this cross, this does not look good, but we'll make it look good. But before that, let's work on these order items. Okay, what I am going to do, I am going to simply copy the designing, copy the styling from main page to cart items. Inside this collection, we had this border or grid. We had this grid, right? Inside this grid. Why did I add grid? To have that close button, so we don't need this here. We can directly have border, border, this border. Copy this, go to order page. Inside this collection view, we are going to say collection view dot item template, data template, x dot data type. This is going to be order item from data namespace. Here we are going to paste it. Okay, now we can see this design. You see the same design. We don't have that cross. We have these things, so this looks fine, this looks fine. We don't need these plus minus buttons. Instead of these, we directly need our the the total amount. Okay. And we need to have quantity as well, right? Donut rupees this. Okay, so for this, let's first save it, and then where we have this price, so inside this grid we have this price. So in here with the price, what we will do, instead of price directly, we are going to have a horizontal stack layout. Okay, inside this, first we are going to have our quantity. So let's copy this label, paste this label here. We'll say quantity. That quantity, we don't need any string format for this. Quantity does not exist on order item. It should exist, right? Quantity. We have item. Why don't we have quantity? Quantity. QUAN. Yeah, the spelling is correct. Okay. We have quantity with this two. After this, we are going to have, let's say, the cross multiply icon. So I'm going to have X here, 2x, and then the price. Okay, now let's have some spacing in here. So in this horizontal stack layout, let's have spacing of 5, 2, 3. Let's have 3. 3 is fine. Save. Let's not use bold for this, so let's remove font attributes bold, bold, and bold. And there's no point of having grid dot columns on this because this is horizontal stack layout. So remove grid dot column. All right, save, and we are good with it. Okay. Now instead of this plus minus and these things, here we are going to have our price, total amount. Okay, so instead of this grid for column 1, we are going to remove this grid. Here we'll have one label with grid dot column 1. Next we are going to have binding amount. Okay, and string format, currency format. We should see this. We have this thing here. We will use this text color maroon on this. We will use font size as same 18. We will use font attributes bold for this one, and we want this to be at the very right. Okay, so let's do this horizontal options as end. Let's have some padding or some spacing. So we'll say padding, or we can have margin 0 from left, 0 from top, let's say 5 from right, and 0 from bottom. Save it, and we are good now. Let's have some more spacing between these items. Okay, for that what we can do, we can simply go to collection view, and here we can define our collection view dot items layout, linear item layout. Here we will use orientation as vertical, which is default, and then item spacing 5. Save. It didn't load. Let's try to hot reload, and we have, this is a lot. We don't need this much. Item spacing 2, 3, 2 is fine, I guess. Save. So we have these now. We can click on it. We can click on it. 6 items. We have 6 items for this. You see, if we click on first one, we have 2 items. If we click on this last one, this second one, we can see these 6 items with all the details of this order item. Cool. Now this section, this background, this should, I guess, pick this entire height. Okay, we'll see this later. But right now, when we are in this selected mode, this cross button should work. When we click on this cross button, it should basically clear the selected order items. Okay, let's quickly work on this. So for this command we already have, because in this command we are using null value. If the selected order item is null, then it will simply fail. Not fail, it will clear out this. So let's search for this cross. We have this image button here where we have this cross button. Okay, on this horizontal options as and, vertical options as star. We have column definitions at star and auto, and on this image button, let's have same minimum height request 25. Yeah, this is fine. We don't need to set height request, right? Minimum height request is more than enough. So same thing, let's say minimum width request as well 25. Okay, we are good. Let's add, or maybe instead of 25, let's use 30. 30. Okay, let's have some shadow and corner radius on this. So we'll say corner radius 5. Okay, let have shadow. So we'll have default shadow on this image button dot shadow. Here we are going to have shadow with brush type red. Save it, and we are good now. Okay, now if we tap on it, it should simply clear the selected items. So let's use command here. Command, we are going to have binding select order command. Let's see if we didn't pass any command parameter, would it consider null as a parameter? Let's try to click on it, and it cleared. Select again, clear. Select again, clear. This thing is working now. Okay, now when we don't have any item selected, we should have some message here. Okay, before that, what we are going to do, we are simply going to use the collection views empty template. Here we'll say collection view dot empty view. If the collection view is empty, then what should be displayed on the UI? Okay, so here we are going to use a grid. We will display one image, one icon, and some text. So we'll have grid with the row definitions as, let's say, star, auto, star. Inside this, star will be for some spacing. Second auto would be where we are going to have our image and label, and then third star is going to be again to have some spacing, and we can remove this if we want to. And or let's have that star so that the intent is clear that we want it to be center. And on this grid, we can have minimum height request of, let's say, 25, 250, so that it takes this space, at least this space. Okay, now inside this we are going to have a vertical stack layout with grid dot row 1. Inside this we are going to have an image. The source is going to be cylinder underscore regular underscore, I guess, 60.png. Save it, and we have this cylindrical image. On this we are going to set height request 60, width request 60, and we are good. Okay, after this, or let's have horizontal options as center to be sure. After this image we are going to have a label with text, let's say no order selected. This thing we will move it to the center. We'll say horizontal options at center, make it bigger, font size 25. Okay, and let's have font attribute size bold. Save, and let's have some different color, text color as maroon. Save it, and we are good now. After this we can have some helper text as well, so let's have one more label here. Text here we'll say select and order from the left section to view its items. Okay, we have this thing. Let's increase the font size 18. Okay, we are good, or 20. Let's not make it bold, leave it like this only, and here 18 is fine, I guess, 18. And here we will use horizontal options as center to make the actual label in center. Then inside that label we want to move this text to center as well. So we have one more property, that is horizontal text alignment. We will make it center. Okay, now on this vertical stack layout, let's have some spacing. 10, and we are good now. Save it, we should be good. Right now no item selected. If we select some item, it will have those items. No item selected. Empty layout is working fine. So this section, this sweet color, this should actually fill this entire thing, right? This is not filling the entire screen right now, entire section. Let's try to fix this. On the very top, we have grid.row1, this content view. On top of this, we have this grid. and we have auto and auto, so we will have the parent grid as auto and star. Save it. Now we should see, we can see this thing. Cool. View items, we are good. Remove, we are good. Okay, let's try to add one more item, one more order. So much items, order placed. Let's go to orders right now. There's no way that should come here. That's why we have taken this order list as orders collection as an observable collection. Right now that is not coming here. We need to fix that. We need to work on that. Will work, but for now if you want to see it, we need to just stop it and run it again. We will see this new order. I just want to see if we have multiple items, then how would it look. More items. Okay, it's here. Let's go to orders, select the 7 items. Okay, we need to have more items, more than 7. Let's add all from here, from main course, snacks, desserts, fast food. Okay, here we have this scroll view. Let's use paid cache. Go to orders. We will not see it. We need to stop it and run it again. Go to order screen. 20 items. 20 items. Here also we have this scroll view. So we are good. We can see all the items inside this selected order. So close this. Now let's do one more thing quickly. Then we'll work on that, passing the newly created order to this order screen. Here, if we click on it, any item, right now we have selected order items, but which order row is selected from this left section, we have no indication. We should have some indicator on this left data grid for that selected order. Okay, so we should have some indicator on this complete row, and that can be changed when we click on it. It should change. Okay, so for this, what we'll do right now, we don't have anything. We need to have some piece of state, some variable and some property that should be observable on each row level. That means order level. So right now if we see in our orders view model, orders, order is a database entity where we don't have anything related to that. So now what we will do, we will create a subset or of this order, or not subset, we'll create a model observable object from this order. It will have all these properties plus one observable property for is selected, that current order is selected in the grid. Okay, let's go to models. I'm going to copy these, then I'm going to go models. Oh, we already have order model. All right, all right. Okay, we good. We already have order model. Let's convert it to observable object. Observable object. And here we are going to have private bool underscore is selected, and it will be an observable property. Save it and we are good. Now we need to change one thing, and that one thing is going to be, we need to use this order model on our orders view model. So instead of this orders, it should be order model. Okay, now it will break here because this get order items from this, it return, sorry, not this, initializing. Here from this get orders async, we get these order models, sorry, orders from the database, but we need order models here. So we have two approaches. Either we can convert that in this get orders async method, or we can convert those directly here. We can use any approach. So here only, let's try orders.select. O goes to, here we'll say new order model Oh, let's do this. Let's create this outside of this. For these orders, we'll say DB orders. Okay. Then we'll have orders equals DB orders dot select new order model. Now let's have all these things. ID, then order date, then payment mode, then total amount paid, and total items count. After that, we have each selected, which will be by default false, because when we are loading the orders for the first time, no order is selected. And then we have items, which we are not populating right now, because we will populate those when we click on tap on the order. Okay, so we don't need these two properties. So we are good with these only. So here we are iterating over this, and now we have this order. Now we need to change one more thing in the UI side. Initially, before this, it was order. Now it is order model. So we need to change the type of this data template. This orders data template here. We have this data order. Now it is going to be order model. Order model. Everything else is going to be same. Just one thing will be changed. That is going to be whenever this is selected, we need to change something. What we'll do on this grid only, we'll maybe change the background color of this grid. Okay, let's do this. Here we'll use triggers for this. We'll use data trigger. Target type is going to be the grid only. Grid. Okay, and the binding would be binding of each selected, and the value we will be checking is true. If each selected is true, then we will have a setup on property background color. The value we will use, let's say, our lightweight color. Static resource lightweight, this background color. Save everything. Now designing is ready. We just need to use this each selected. When this is going to be used, whenever we are clicking on it, so that means this select order command is triggering at that point of time. So let's go to orders view model, and here we have select order racing, this thing. Okay, so here we need to change that. Let's try if we directly change this orders order dot it's selected. Oh, not order, this should be order model now. Order model, yeah. Order dot it's selected equals true. Let's see if this works. But right at a given point of time, only one order can be selected, right? If we selected some other order, the previous selected order should get removed, right? So the previously selected order, it could be anywhere, here or here. So what we'll do, first thing is, should we have some pre-selected order ID related stuff somewhere? Maybe let's, no, we'll see if we need that, but right now let's do this. Let's check if previously selected order item, if we have any. Pre-selected order equals, here we will be having our orders dot first dot default, where O dot is selected is true. If previously selected order is not null, then we'll say previous selected order dot is selected equals false. So if it was selected, now we are going to deselect that. After that, we are going to check if order is null, new order selection is, we are clearing that. We are simply doing this. After that, we are coming here, we are setting the new order as selected and continue. Let's see if this is working with the entire thing. If not, we'll see. Let's run. Okay, let's go to orders. Click on it. Click on any one. Yeah, we can see this. You see background. So we should have that select order command anywhere in this row click, this complete row click, right now it is on two items. It makes sense, but let's have it on this complete row level as well. We'll do this, but right now let's see this selection is working. If we are selecting on any other, this one is selected, the previous selection got removed. If we click on this, that complete selection got removed and we are good. That means this thing is working. Okay, let's do this. Let's add the tab gesture recognizer on this complete grid. And then let's do one more thing. Let's use toggle kind of feature. So if this order is selected, if we tap on it again, it should deselect it. Okay, let's do this. Let's do these two things. So stop it first. And here, what we will do after this thing, before maybe is loading true or after is loading true, it does not matter. So it matters if here we will check if this previous selected order wasn't null. Or let me think, if the previous selected order is same as current order, that means we are clicking on it again, right? We should have that condition here only, that this is selected. Then we'll simply check if previous selected order dot id equals order dot question mark dot id. If this is same, that means we are clicking on the same selected order again. If that's the case, we will simply do order items this blank and just return from here, don't do anything. If that's not the case, we have other conditions after this. Okay, so this will give us toggle feature. And now let's go to an orders page, and where we have our command and command parameter. We will have this on the main grid level as well. Inside the data template on this grid, we will have it here also. Have grid dot gesture recognizers, tab gesture recognizer, and command parameters. Save everything. There is some error. What is the error? Okay, this should be closed. Save. Let's run it. Now this complete section should work. Okay, it's coming. Select no order selected. If we tap on it, if we tap on it again, you see toggle is working. And if we click on here also, this is working. So on the complete row level, this thing is also working. So this is the I guess this screen is completed now. We have all the data and everything. Cool. We'll see next what we can work on. For adding orders in the on the orders screen, we can actually we are adding order in orders view model, right? So when we have, here is our place order async method. Here, when order creation was successful, we have displayed this toast message. So here only we can do this, right? Orders dot add, then order model, right? And for order model, we must be setting ID in this place order async order ID, order model and model dot ID. Yes. So using this, we should be able to have the order on the order screen for new orders. Let's quickly try it out. Okay, so let's first go to order screen. Here we have these 4 orders. Go to home screen, generate one order, go back to order screen, and now we can see this 5th order. So getting orders in order screen in real time, this is also working. We can click on it and we'll be able to see the order items. Okay, I guess with this order screen is completed now. There is nothing left on this order screen, right? Cool. Now we can start working on this manage menu items page. Okay,